You know this character named Ethan, right?
Ethan from I Am Legend.
Uh-huh. There's been so many rumors about the direction of that film, and we haven't got anything pretty much set besides we know another one's coming. We do know Ethan is still out there. Have you heard anything? Any rumors? Any thoughts?
Put in a good word for me.
Your brother is in jail.
What?
Why did it take all three of you to come and get me?
That's what family does.
If they ever strap you to the electric chair, we'll all be sitting right there in the front row when they zap you.
Thank you, Grandma. That's very nice.
What's up, both of you? My name is Nigeria Chambers. I'm from Big Gold Belt Media. Super excited to talk about your new film, I'll Be Right There, which is coming to theater September 6th. How you two doing today?
Very good. How are you doing?
Good, good. What's interesting is I had heard about this film late last year doing the film festival circuit, and I kept saying, when would I get my chance to check it out? And and I swear it's one of those type of things where like especially when I'm as heavy as I am into independent films, where like I see another film that had came out like more recent that's coming to theater. I was like, when is this film going to get its release? So very coincidentally, that thought came about, the opportunity came about, and I'm super excited for folks to check it out. Now that I had a chance to say, I gotta say it lived up to everything I had heard about it. So congratulations thus far on the success of this film. What are you two most excited about the release now? The world getting being able to see this now in theaters.
We were saying the same thing not too long ago is, you make something and you hope that it goes out into the world without a hitch, but it's 100 theaters is like a big deal these days, and getting any theater space at all. So we were so thrilled. Charlie and I just worked together on A Complete Unknown, and at that same time we hadn't gotten a release date for this yet, and so we were like, when do you think that this will go to theaters? So we were right there with you.
What about you, Charlie? What are you most excited for the
Yeah, I
release
mean,
of this?
just the fact that we are in theaters, like that's like, I hate to say that that's such a blessing
Yeah.
these days, but it is, because it doesn't happen that much. And I'm really proud to be. I love this movie, and I'm really proud to be a part of it, and glad that it's something that people can go and see in a theater.
Yeah, I say it all the time, and I kind of get long-winded about it, but I always thank the independent filmmakers and folks that go out there and do the work and provide us entertainment, because it is a measure of uncertainty where you can do a film, you can do a project, you don't know when or how it get distribution. Will it go to streaming? Will it go to digital? Will it get to theaters? All these unknowns, and I think some folks really take it for granted that if you hear about a movie, it just automatically appears in front of you. So I always try to champion it and promote the good word about these films. And this is definitely one folks want to check out. Now, I think I did myself a disservice by only watching it once, which I'm absolutely going to watch it again once I'm done with covering interviews for the day, because I just really received so much from this film. And I gotta be honest, I connect with Wanda at times. Charlie, with you and your character with Mark, I connect there as well too. There's a lot of connectivity and relatability with these characters and overall with this matches. I'm wondering for you all, when Brendan gave you the script, and I'm sure you read through and you saw your characters, but ultimately after you had performed and did what you did, how did you kind of like in retrospect reflect back to your characters?
I mean, I think, I mostly thought about my character's relationship with his mom, and my relationship with Edie, and my relationship with my mom. When I read the script, Wanda is someone who strikes me as, a lot like my mom, but she does everything for everyone else all the time, and I don't remember a time where she's doing anything for herself, and that's what she likes to do.
Yeah.
And what I liked about this movie a lot, even in retrospect, is like, you have all these people telling her to do something for herself, and it's ultimately not something that she really even wants to do. She does like that's who she's, a mother, and she wants to put her family first. And I think there was something like very real and grounded about like not having this be about like a movie about like a mother who has a midlife crisis or something,
Yeah.
and does something for herself. Not that that would be selfish at all. She's clearly putting everyone else first, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just thought about that. Sorry if that's a long-winded answer.
No, no, no. I will give you more time if you want. Go for it, Kaylee.
I just thought, I mean, there's so many everyday dramas in the rhythms of people's lives, and um strangely, I remembered being I thought a lot about like what Sarah was like as a teenager and what her and Wanda's relationship had been before.
Yeah.
That was something that maybe came front and center. But then I think I was just struck by how similarly I feel to Wanda, not even necessarily Sarah, but in my own life, I like to host and plan things and for everybody to be at my house, even if it's stressful. And like, yes, I'm running around and cooking and doing everything for everyone else, but I do really like that. And I just related to that piece of Wanda and I wanted to find Sarah. She actually, I don't think she came super easy to me, which
Mm.
always more exciting to me as an actor is if I don't feel like I'm similar to someone, I want to play them even more.
I love that. I love both of those answers, honestly. And that's why I say, like, there's really so much to really receive with this film. And I would suggest, once it gets to theaters, that this is something that folks go in there and just take their time with. And I think a big message I got from the film is like continuing to something I practice on a day to day is continue to give myself grace, but also like really giving the people around you grace. The folks like Wanda's in the world that go out there and they give 110% to others, and it's okay if they want to take time for themselves, but also like to be aware of what they're going through. Seeing her stressed thin and getting to a breaking point, it kind of broke me. That's actually a point where I kind of paused. I was like, man, he's out here, she's acting her ass off right now, but I'm like, I'm feeling this. But nonetheless, to get back to you two really quick, because Kayla, I gotta ask about the physicality here now. You as Sarah is pregnant and planning for a bit turning point in her life, of a wedding. So beyond just the additional weight here in carrying the baby, but also happen to where in terms of emotionally a woman who hormones are all over the place. And I love how they really outlined that. So like being able to show you moments where you're scared, when you're frantic, when you may be angry, like there's just a lot of work being done with these characters with just mannerisms alone. Can you talk about being able to wear this character Sarah in the way that you did?
Yeah, I think I mean, first of all, it was in the middle of the summer and that pregnancy belly was heavy and hot. So getting to a place where I felt uncomfortable in my body was not difficult because I was uncomfortable every single day of the shoot. So, but from what I can tell, I have not been pregnant myself, but I think the conversation around motherhood is opening up in such a way that women are not expected to only proclaim the glowing, beautiful pieces of pregnancy and labor and delivery and early motherhood. I think that a lot of the women that I have spoken to who would be Sarah's age, their body was suddenly not their own anymore. They did not recognize their physical body. They did not feel the same in their body. There's all sorts of things that like change about you very suddenly, not to mention the changes happening in your life. So I was excited that it wasn't going to be this like very pastoral, perfect image of being pregnant and everybody being like so in love and so on board and everything's going well. I was thinking about like her stretch marks and her feet swelling and how physically uncomfortable she must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lack of control, and that's fun to play.
Mm, mm. Now, another touching element to this film, and this comes to you, Charlie, is with Mark. Man, Mark is one of those guys, and I've had friends like Mark. We root for them through their struggles, and we want to see them come out on the other side. And as much as we may advocate for that, the work really is done with self. In
Yeah.
terms of rehabilitation and such. And we see Mark making decisions for himself, but the world and even the people closest around him seem to not totally understand that right away. Like the decision to go to the army is almost countered with hostility. And like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you want to serve your country? Why would you want to get yourself in a situation that's better for you? Maybe it takes you out of a situation or an environment that's triggering. And that right there hurt because it made me reflect back to some friends and stuff that I know that may not have had may not have had the right support, but it was definitely faced with questions and such like that. How was it to wear a character like Mark and really had to go to places like that, like mentally?
No, I mean, I think we all know people like that. Girl, I have have a lot of friends who went through similar things. But I in terms of like approaching it, um, I just think that Mark is in a weird sort of limbo stage in his life and doesn't know who he is. And I think this whole decision to join the military was probably a seemingly a quick one from the outside. He probably, it seemed like he did it impromptu, but I think it was something that was maybe kicking in his head for a couple of years, maybe since he was younger, like something that maybe when he was a teenager, he's like, oh, but like, that's not for me. I'm not like a military guy. I can't do that. But like, I think he really does crave some structure of some kind. And that's kind of his only idea of it is that, and that's okay. And, I yeah, I think it's something that he feels he needed to do.
Yeah. I would love for you two to describe this sibling relationship here. It's something I also think people will be able to relate to. You can say like, hey, these are two siblings that are at very two different pivotal point of their life, but I think there's nothing but love and respect between the two of them. How would you all kind of put into words how Mark and Sarah's relationship is?
I don't think you can tease each other in the way that they do without a tremendous amount of love there. I mean, that's in my family. That's one of the languages that we speak is teasing each other. I mean, you have to have a sense of humor. You have to have a thick skin in my family. You got to get your jokes in, and you have to be able to take the jokes about yourself as well. Like that's the way my family communicates. So I found that part really easy to tap into. It was like, oh, well, this is a person who loves her brother so much that she knows she can behave in any way around him. She can be her worst self around him. I think they're both able to show the worst parts of themselves to their families authentically, which is such a gift actually to be able to do that and to not be hiding from your family members who you are. Like they don't feel like they have any of that sort of pretension.
Yeah, it didn't feel like, at least for me when we were filming, like any of the bickering or the arguments that we have didn't end off screen with like, all right, yeah, I love you too. Like,
yeah,
like it never got to, like, it was heavy and there's true frustration there, but like even when we're in an argument, it's like, oh, okay, like they're
are you coming over tomorrow night for dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, of course I am. Yeah.
See you then.
Well, listen, with the little bit of time I have left, you did mention a complete unknown. Is there anything you might be able to say about that at the current time?
I just had a great time filming it. I got to pop in there and play a musician who I really revere, Maria Moldauer, and I got to talk to her, and that was a really special experience. She told me a bunch of great stories, and it's such a beautiful world to get to pop into. I mean, to get to walk around 60s Greenwich Village is something I won't get the chance to do in my own life. So
it was a very beautiful experience. And I can't wait to see the movie.
Same.
I'll be looking forward to that. I can't let you off the hook yet, Charlie. I got one other question for you, sir.
All right,
You know this character named Ethan, right?
Ethan from I Am Legend.
Uh-huh. There's been so many rumors about the direction of that film, and we haven't got anything pretty much set besides we know another one's coming. We do know Ethan is still out there. Have you heard anything? Any rumors? Any thoughts? Any
Put in a good word for me. I don't know. No, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh, that would be insane. Yeah, we're very excited for that. We can't wait to see what news further comes from that. But in the meantime, this has really been such a therapeutic film, and I'm still working on some of my wordings here because I don't think raw is the right word, but it is such an organic film that doesn't try to be something it isn't, and it's super relatable. And as you mentioned, even with like the pregnancy, you didn't go down the same normal tropes that you handle in situations like this. Like it just felt very genuine and very intentional in the writing. And I think a lot of people are going to appreciate that. And with you two's performance, I mean, as a viewer, we feel very much immersed in a lot of these scenes. Like we're just sitting in the other side of the room, and we want to get a little part of that debate as well too, but also wanting to give everyone and every character grace from everything they're going through, because typically that's our lives day to day. We all got something going on, and we all are trying to keep it together, taking it day by day. So I really love this film, and I really do appreciate the time to talk about it today.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Thanks so much, man. That's sweet.
Absolutely. Folks, check out I'll Be Right There, coming to theaters September 6th. It's been a pleasure, everyone.
Yeah. Pleasure.
I do this.